Hey there, my name is Michael Blanc. If you're interested in finding out more about apartment building investing, you are in the right place. Today's topic, 4 steps to perform a rent survey for your investment property. So as you're evaluating a property, it's absolutely critical to make sure you know what the target rents are. And if you don't get it right, it's gonna literally ruin your investing career. So how do you know what the rent should be? How do you know what you should use as projections? What kind of concessions should you factor in? So to answer these questions, you got to do a rent survey. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 steps to create one, and here's how we're going to do it. So step number 1 is you're going to create a spreadsheet to compile the results of the rent survey. So what you're going to do here is you can create a spreadsheet, and it's going to have various columns in there. You're going to have the property, the source, for example, are you getting it from apartments.com, Craigslist, or some other source? What's the address? And then you're going to look at the different 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. You're going to look at the square feet. You're going to look at the rent they're getting, and then they're going to calculate the dollars per square foot. You're going to put down the deposit if you can find it. You can do that for the 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. And then you're also going to have some notes around what utilities are included, are there any move-in specials, and any kind of comments. So once we have the spreadsheet, the step number 2 is to actually get data for that spreadsheet. And you're going to get it from a variety of different sources. The first source is going to be something called from Rentometer. Let's take a look at that. This is a rental report from rentometer.com. It's actually a free site, and if you sign up, it's relatively inexpensive. They'll give you some additional information as well. But what it does, for example, for each 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, it shows you the average and medium rental prices from your subject property. And this is super useful. And it kind of breaks down. The pro version kind of gives you a line by line item. The free version just kind of gives you an aggregate. But this is super helpful in helping you understand where your property falls into the overall scheme of things. So source number 2 is to visit other rental sites like apartments.com or even Craigslist and seeing what they're asking for. Tip number 3 is you can actually get the same information from the MLS. So if you have an agent, you can get the rental information from the MLS. And tip number 4 is to actually shop or call these apartments yourself. So you know where the comps are. You call them and pretend that you're looking for an apartment, and you're asking them, hey, what's the rent? What's the square footage? What are some of the amenities? You might even tour them as well. So those are kind of the things that you're going to get. The other thing that's really important is that you have your property manager give you some information as well, because they know what's out there. And ask your broker as well. If they have access to things like CoStar, for example, they can actually give you rental comps as well. So those are all the different kind of sources of rental comps. And then what you want to do, step number 3, is to actually compile these things in a sheet. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here we are in our spreadsheet again, and so we just filled out this thing from all the sources we have. So we have different properties here. Here's a subject property, which is called Dogwood Trace, and we have different sources here, and we have the addresses. And then for each of those, we're just filling in these things, and we're making some comments here. And so that is essentially filling it in. And then step number 4 is essentially interpret the results. So really the deliverable of this rent survey is this spreadsheet, but then how do you know what to do with that, right? So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're looking at this thing here. We see our rents here at $450. And looking at the sizes, it tends to be a little bit on the bigger side, which is good. So if you calculate the rent per square foot, we're looking here for the 1-bedrooms. There's no 3 bedrooms here, but you have 64 cents per square foot, and it looks like the average is 75. So we appear to be a bit under. Now, we don't really know that quite yet because we have to make sure that our amenities and the conditions match. But let's look at the 2 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms is 55 per square foot, and the average is 65 cents. So it appears to be that we are a bit under. Now, and we have to now look and make sure that we're comparing like kind. So if we're looking at, for example, the utilities that are included, actually these are not. This is actually not correct. They're actually all the landlord pays water for all of our comps. So that's not there's no difference there. These two appear to be pretty good comps here and here. Because of the age and the condition and some of the amenities they have. So it does appear from this one here that the the rents actually have some upside as well. So rent survey is super, super important, but I'll tell you what's even more important is your property manager, because your property manager has firsthand knowledge of these properties, and they're not doing, while they should be doing rent surveys, they know intuitively through experience what the rents are, because they know this property, they know the comparable properties. So relying on your property manager for your actual target rents is super, super important. And if the data converges, so if you do your rental survey and it converges with your property manager, you can have a very high degree of confidence that your target rents are going to be accurate. And that's super important, because you can have the best analysis spreadsheet in the world, but if your assumptions, if the assumptions behind the numbers are not accurate and based on any reality, it doesn't matter. So having a rental survey and your property manager confirm those is super, super important. And if you do that, you can go into a deal with confidence. All right, that's it. If you love this training venue, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you share this video. And also, before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and download my free ebook and watch this next video. Catch you guys next time.